What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is still Thursday, March 23rd, 2023, and we still have 4 games going on in the NBA today, and I still can't find any updated injury news outside of Paul George being out. So I'm going to assume that what's on the Prize Picks board is fairly accurate and not going to look for any more news because I really need to get this video posted on the channel. As always, I hope this content finds you all doing well and in good spirits. So we switched up the style of the video a little bit yesterday, using the final look video as a way to answer questions, reply to comments that were left in the comment section from the previous videos, and then also using this time to put together a 6-pick flex. Now, the 6-pick flex will also include the 2 plays that we talked about this morning, but I'm interested in 4 additional player props, and those have already been posted in the membership section along with a nice little write-up for each one. So we're just going to use this time to go over all that information. If that sounds good to you and you like what you hear, then stick around. Drop a sub, drop a like, click the notification icon to be notified of all upcoming videos and content from me. And without further delay, let's get into those questions and comments for today. All right, so first question comes from Gerard Jones Jr., and he asks, would I take Brunson under 24.5 points? And I love the comment from bottom caption who said, hell no, he's dropping 30 today. So let's pull up Jalen Brunson over on the Prize Picks board. We see that his prop is set to 24.5 points. Going and looking at his 5-game log, we can see that he's gone under this 3 out of those 5 games. But we'll dig a little bit deeper and head on over to props.cash and see what we can find. All right, adjusting Jalen Brunson's line to 24.5 because it opened at 23.5, but 24.5 to go. 24.5 tonight versus Orlando, needs 25 points. So taking a look at the 10-game log for Jalen Brunson, 40% hit rate. Want to dig a little deeper and see what he's done on the road. We can see that his numbers on the road are pretty good. 70% hit rate, 7 out of the last 10 road games. He's gone over 20. Oh, let's adjust this back to 24. 24.5. He's gone over this 7 out of 10 games. And then let's just compare it to the home splits. 6 out of those 10 games at home, he's gone over this 24.5. 5 out of 10. There you go. So pretty good numbers for Jalen Brunson. Now, versus Orlando, we can see what he's done overall. 2 games versus Orlando this season, he's gone for 21 and 25. First game was played back in October, first week of the NBA season. Played 33 minutes, put up 16 shots, 50% from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the arc. And then in the last meeting back in February, put up 25 points, played 39 minutes, 13 shots, 9 of 13, and then 3 of 6, or 3 of 5 from the field, or 3 of 5 from behind the arc. So slightly better shooting performance for Jalen Brunson. Guards versus Orlando, we can see what they've been up to. Trying to look for lines that are comparable to Brunson tonight. Russell went under his 20.5. Let's see. 30.5 for Booker. 19 on the day. 22.5 for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy put up 38. We can see that some guards have had success versus Orlando, but no guards have a 20-plus point prop outside of Butler from what I can see. 19.5 is pretty close. Middleton scored 24 that game. Javon Carter put up 24. So 24-24. We have 38, 35 from Reeves. How did I miss that one? So kind of a mixed bag. You know, if you think Jalen Brunson is going to, continue his away splits where he's pretty strong on the road, if I were you, I would definitely take the over on this one. But when you dig into it a little bit deeper, I can definitely see why somebody would not want to take the over on 24.5. he's just been such a huge part of this offense. I mean, over the last 10 games, I mean, his minutes are so consistent. Coming back from injury, he looks good. He looks healthy. He's putting up, I mean, before his injury, he was putting up 19, 20 shots a game. Coming back, 14, 12, and 16. There's some room for a little bit of this positive regression. If we take a look at the last 30 games, how many shots was he putting up? 17. And he's putting up 16 now. So it doesn't look like there's a lot that's changed. I don't know. I think 14, 12, I think those seem a little too low for Jalen Brunson. I think we see him put up over 14 shots today. Yeah, against an Orlando defense that is pretty poor at defending the three-pointer, putting a lot of guards or a lot of players on the line. 17th in the league in points allowed, 20th in the league in field goal percentage allowed. I mean, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like a pick 'em, to be honest with you. The odds are right now -120 to go over 23.5, but now that it got bumped up to 24.5, probably even money, like 115, like a lean. So yeah, I hope that cleared up any questions you had, Gerard, about Brunson. Those are just my opinions on Jalen Brunson's 24.5 points tonight versus the Orlando Magic. All right, our second question came from Dimitri, and he wanted to know if I liked Plumlee over his rebounds of 8. So let's take a look at Plumlee tonight versus OKC. So I can definitely see why he would want to take the over here, or why you would be considering the over, being that he just played this team a few days ago and posted 12 rebounds. 2 out of the last 5 games he's gone under. Let's head on over to props.cash and take a closer look at this. All right, checking out Plumlee's 10-game log. Out of the last 10 games, he's gone over. Now this got bumped up to 8 from 7.5. So he's gone over 8 in 5 out of 9 games, 5 out of 10 games. Hooked it once and then went under. He's gone under 4 out of those 10 games. So pretty good odds facing a team that still lacks rim protection, inside presence. There's not a true center on this roster right now that can give them consistent minutes and production. 30th in the league in rebounds allowed, 29th in offensive, 29th in defensive, and 30th in the league versus centers. Now the only knock, and it's been the knock on Plumlee since he arrived in LA, is the fact that he's splitting time with Zubac. And he's seeing, 19 minutes, 20 minutes over his last 10 games. Gave you 23.5 on the average versus OKC. Now, one of these games was as a Hornet. This one was as a Clipper. But still, cleanly over that line in both of those contests. So Plumlee's giving you 19 and 20 minutes over those last 5 and 10 games. How many minutes is Zubac giving you? Let's see. Zubac is giving you, for some reason, that is not updating. There you go. 27 and 26. So huge minute difference between the two guys. Almost 8-minute difference between Zubac on the floor and Plumlee on the floor. And I don't believe these two guys share the floor. So when one is on, the other one's on the bench. So, I mean, I feel good about I liked it more at 7.5. I didn't realize it got bumped up to 8. I like it much better at 7.5, but now that we're at 8, I mean, there's the chance that he can give you the hook, but there's also the chance that he can give you 10, 11 rebounds tonight in 19, 20 minutes, Being that there is no Paul George on the floor, I don't know how many rebounds Paul George was accounting for when he's in the lineup, but let's just see what this looks like. And we can see that actually this does us no good because he wasn't even on the team during this time. This is his time as a Hornet. Yeah, so every game he played as a Hornet was without Paul George on the floor. So that doesn't really do us any good. What about Zubac? Zubac without George on the floor. 4 out of 10 games he's gone over, and then with George in the lineup, 3 out of 10. So slight improvement for him. Yeah, I don't know. I can definitely see them both of them posting double-digit boards. There's just no one to stop either one of them. So I feel like when Plumlee's in the game, he's gonna grab you a board. Maybe even like, I mean, not a board per minute because that would make it 19 or 20 boards in this game, but maybe a board every 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So if he plays 20 minutes and he gives you a board every 2 minutes, that's 10 rebounds, right? Yeah, so I feel good about that one. That's a good one. I wish I would have started sooner at 7.5. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable going over on Plumlee's 8.5 rebounds tonight versus the Thunder. All right, that does it for the questions and comments. Thank you both for posting those. And again, as a reminder, if you have questions and comments, you want to know something, you want me to look something up for you in the afternoon video, leave a comment. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section of the early look and research video. That way, when I see it, I'll be sure to make a note and I can address it in the afternoon video. And as always, the super thanks is always appreciated, showing this channel a little extra support and love. Let's get into a 6-pick flex. Now, I want to show you a 6-pick flex that I already created before we got some bumps. So put $5.30 on this one. I told you I'm very superstitious in the increments that I play. I like when they amount to 8. So Jalen Williams over 18.5 points and assists. Jonas over 28.5 points and rebounds. Kawhi over 29.5 points. We talked about him this morning. Jared Allen over 11.5 rebounds and assists. Terry Rozier over 6 assists. We talked about him this morning. And then Darius Garland is the one that got bumped. 6.5, I got it in, but it has been moved up to 7. So I'm not really liking that one, to be honest with you. So we may just roll with the 5. We just may roll with the 5 pick in this video and put another $5.30 on it. But let's talk a little bit more about these plays and why I like them. All right, let's start with Jalen Williams over 18.5 points and assists. Initially, I was looking at his points and rebounds and thought that looked real good. But then saw his points and assists, which are a little lower, 3 lower. And I just like this being, I think this is a better play for Jalen Williams. I mean, you can definitely see him going for 17 or 18 points tonight and grabbing or dishing out 3 assists, giving him 20-21. But a few things about this play. So number one, last game these two teams played a couple days ago, he had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. So positive game history versus this Clippers team. Checking out his numbers on props.cast, let's drop this down to 18.5. We can see that out of the last 10 games, he's hit this number 80% of the time. So another green check. Boom, we like that. Averaging 13 field goals per game over his last 10. Did I just scroll past that? 13 field goal attempts over his last 10, 12 over his last 5. I mean, I just think it's likely that he scores 16, 17 points tonight, gives you 3 assists. I mean, it's going to be a scoring predominant effort. No Paul George on the floor, one less defender for him, one less defender for LA to throw at him. And that was my reasoning for wanting to go with the more on Jalen Williams. The next play I want to talk about is going to be Jared Allen and why I like his why I like his rebounds and assists. So much like Jalen Williams, he's playing a team that he played a few days ago and had a very, very good game. Coming back from his injury, from his short absence, Allen put up 12 points, 14 boards, and 1 assist. His rebound prop right now is set to 10.5. So this particular line, 11.5 rebounds and assists, gives you a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of cushion. Let's head on over to props.cash and pull up some more info on this dude. We can see him returning from his absence. 11 days he was out with that eye injury. 17 rebounds and assists in that game versus Miami. 14 in the game before versus Miami. And then coming back from his absence, Brooklyn put up 15 rebounds and assists. Now, the majority of those were rebounds, put up 14 boards and 1 assist versus this Brooklyn defense. I see a similar line today for him. Maybe it's like 13 rebounds and 2 assists, or 12 rebounds and 1 assist. Doesn't matter. He needs 12 total, and we'll take any combination of the two we can get as long as it gives us 13. He's playing a Brooklyn defense that ranks bottom in the league in rebounds allowed, offensive and defensive rebounds, and is 25th in the league in center defense. We can see what centers have done versus this Brooklyn team with rebounds over the last few games. We've had Jokic give him trouble on the glass, racking up 17 boards and 20 boards in the game before that. Gobert 13, and then Brook Lopez put up 10 on a 7.5 prop. Minutes look good for him too, coming back from his injury. Played 35 minutes, so didn't skip a beat at all. Staying out of foul trouble. Well, I say that, and then I see that he put up. He drew 5 fouls. Well, he didn't draw 5 fouls. He committed 5 fouls in this game. But for the most part, coming back from absence, you're a little rusty. You'll see this with players sometimes where they're a little handsy on the floor. Outside of that one game, he really has gone over 3 fouls only one time and then stayed 3 or under in the rest of those games. Makes me like this prop a lot. So over on the 11.5 for Jared Allen. Okay, next prop I want to talk about is going to be Jonas Valanciunas over his points and rebounds. Now, it's really hard to figure this dude's minutes out, but I mean, if you pay close attention to the Pelicans, they really are very particular with his minutes. And so anytime that Jonas, that I have seen, anytime Jonas plays a team that has a rangy athletic center, or when a team likes to run small, he's not going to be on the floor for a long time. He's a liability. But anytime he plays a team that has a traditional big, you're gonna see him play upwards of high 20s, low 30s minutes. And so tonight, facing Charlotte, he is opposed by Nick Richards, who falls more into that traditional center category. So I believe Jonas will see closer to 30 minutes tonight. Let's head on over to props.cash and just take a look at his 10-game log and dig into this a little bit more. All right, for Jonas Valanciunas, we can see that his last 3 games, he's put up 39, 33, and 34 points and rebounds in each of those games, and giving you roughly 33 minutes. When you add and average this out, it comes to 33 minutes, over 30 points and rebounds against teams that have a big front court. You have Sengun, Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, guys like that in Houston. In San Antonio, Zach Collins, Charles Bassey, whoever else they're throwing out there. But, big athletic centers, or just big man in general, give him problems. So didn't see a lot of production in that game versus LA. I don't think that Nurkic was back from his injury yet, so didn't really need him on the floor, without a big on the other side. OKC runs small ball, kind of ran him off the floor. Dallas, a little bit of the same thing. Sacramento, that was an interesting one. Sacramento doesn't have a really big front court, but he stayed on the court long enough to post 31 rebounds and points and did it in 32 minutes. You could check out what his free throw attempts have looked like over the last 10 games. Field goal attempts were nice. Free throw attempts, yeah, we could very well see him at the line tonight 5+ times. Staying out of foul trouble for the most part. Playing a Charlotte defense that allows the 22nd most points in the league to opposing teams. 21 in the league in center defense. It looks good. Again, I'm trying to pick props that look good on paper, but also have the data and statistics to back it up. So I like the over on Jonas Valanciunas points and rebounds tonight. So that's 3 right there. We talked about Rozier this morning, so we're not going to go into a ton of detail about Rozier. Did they pull him off the board? They did. Wow. So I hope you got Rozier in. What about Kawhi? Did they pull his ass off the board? Nah, he's still up there. Wow. Okay, so let's see if Charlotte... Did I just misspell Rozier's name? Oh, I wonder if Rozier is ruled out tonight. Now this 6-pick flex looks a little different. We got Kawhi, Jonas, Jared Allen, Jalen Williams, and we're iffy on if we want to go with Darius Garland because of the bump in points. We could always go back to Franz Wagner over on his 18.5 points versus the New York Knicks. I just feel like the Knicks are going to give the Orlando Magic a little trouble tonight. Mikal Bridges, maybe going back to him because he let everybody down in that last game versus Cleveland. This could be a nice bounce back spot for him. Take a look at his props over on Props.cash, Mikal Bridges on points. I mean, 3-game slump. What do we always say? You know, what comes down must go up. What goes down must come up. Prime opportunity for some positive regression here. What happened in the last game versus Cleveland? He took 21 shots. He only made 9. In order for him to hit his prop, he has to make 10 plus shots. He has to hit 10 plus shots. 0 for 5 from behind the 0 for 8 from behind the arc. So look, he doesn't need to take more shots. He took plenty of shots, but if he makes 3 of these, 3 of 8, that's an additional 9 points. That's 27 points. He goes over. I like this, actually. I like this a lot. I tell you what, let's go ahead and put Mikal Bridges in there in place of Terry Rozier. We could make this a 6-pick flex and have a nice little correlation between Brandon Ingram and Jonas Valanciunas. I'm going to do it. We're going to put $5.30 on there. That gives us 8 to win $132.50. Let's submit this. Let's go ahead and place the entry. And boom, we're all set and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's extremely long video. Tell me what you think about this new format. If you like it, love it, hate it. Do you want me to stop doing it? I'm probably not going to stop doing it because I actually enjoy doing it this way. I enjoy answering all your questions and all your comments being left in these videos. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and checking this video out. Drop me a comment letting me know who you like on this board. Now that we have more players to work with, now that we have some movement on the board, Rozier is no longer on the board. Who do you like? Who are you playing tonight? Also, let me know what you think about this 6-pick flex. Do you like it, love it, hate it, or do you want to leave it alone? And as always, thank you so much for all the continued support, the likes, the subs, and all the comments being left. It really does help this channel get a bit bigger every single day. And until tomorrow's early look and research video, Chavez is out.